Welcome to English Avenue YouTube, the channel to learn English the easy way. Let's start. Mastering the English language may seem like an overwhelming challenge, but in reality, it is far more achievable than most people think. Many learners find themselves struggling with fluency, feeling disheartened after investing years into studying the language without seeing significant progress. They often assume that English is an exceptionally difficult language, filled with endless grammatical rules, an extensive and sometimes unpredictable vocabulary, and pronunciation patterns that seem inconsistent. This belief leads to frustration and even the temptation to give up. However, the truth is that English is actually one of the most accessible languages to acquire, especially when compared to others that have more complex structures and writing systems. When placed side by side with languages like Arabic, Chinese, or Russian, English stands out for its simplicity in many aspects. Unlike Arabic, it does not require learners to master an entirely new script. Unlike Chinese, it does not involve memorizing thousands of unique characters. Unlike Russian, it does not have a complex system of cases that modify words depending on their grammatical function. Additionally, English lacks gendered nouns, a feature found in languages such as Spanish and French, where every noun must be classified as either masculine or feminine. This simplifies communication significantly, as learners do not need to memorize gender rules or apply different adjective agreements based on noun classifications. Another key advantage of English is its omnipresence in daily life. It has become the dominant language in numerous global sectors, including business, science, entertainment, and technology. The vast majority of content on the internet is in English, and the world's most influential movies, music, and literature are either produced in English or translated into it. This constant exposure creates an immersive learning environment where anyone, regardless of their location, has the opportunity to absorb the language naturally. Whether through social media, international news, or even casual interactions while traveling, English is woven into the fabric of modern communication. This widespread availability makes it easier to practice, refine skills, and become comfortable with the language in a way that few other languages can offer. The decision to learn English is far more than just acquiring a new language. It is an investment that has the potential to reshape an individual's life in countless ways. The advantages of fluency in English go beyond simply being able to converse with native speakers. It serves as a powerful tool that unlocks opportunities across multiple aspects of life, from career advancement to social connections, travel, and even personal enrichment. One of the most significant benefits of mastering English lies in the professional world. In today's increasingly interconnected global economy, English has established itself as the dominant language of business, finance, and technology. Many multinational corporations require employees who can communicate fluently in English, as this skill facilitates collaboration across different countries and cultures. Employers actively seek individuals with strong English proficiency because they can easily negotiate, participate in international meetings, and correspond with clients from various parts of the world. Research has consistently shown that those who speak English fluently tend to have access to higher-paying jobs and are more likely to receive promotions within their fields. This is because companies value employees who can bridge communication gaps and help expand business operations beyond local markets. Beyond career advantages, English is an essential tool for travelers. Whether exploring bustling cities, remote destinations, or cultural landmarks, speaking English allows for seamless interactions with locals, making travel experiences far more enjoyable and stress-free. Many countries, regardless of their native tongue, have adapted to accommodate English speakers, making it easier to navigate transportation, order food, ask for directions, or engage in meaningful conversations with people from diverse backgrounds. Instead of relying on translation apps or struggling with language barriers, travelers who speak English can fully immerse themselves in different cultures without limitations. Fluency in English also plays a crucial role in forming meaningful connections with others. Communication is the foundation of relationships, and being able to express oneself in English expands the potential to build friendships, network professionally, and engage in thought-provoking discussions with people from around the world. In today's digital age, where social media and online communities bring people together regardless of geographical location, the ability to communicate in English fosters stronger global connections and allows individuals to exchange ideas, perspectives, and experiences without limitations. For aspiring entrepreneurs, English is more than just a language. It is the key to accessing global markets. The business landscape operates primarily in English, with international trade, e-commerce, and digital marketing relying heavily on it. Entrepreneurs who can communicate effectively in English can reach a much larger audience, collaborate with foreign investors, and expand their ventures on a global scale. Without proficiency in the language, many lucrative opportunities remain out of reach. Even in leisure and entertainment, English enriches everyday life. The majority of the world's most popular books, movies, music, and news sources are produced in English, making fluency a gateway to a vast world of content. Rather than relying on subtitles, translations, or dubbing, English speakers can enjoy media in its original form, capturing every nuance, joke, and cultural reference as it was intended. This deepens appreciation and enhances comprehension, creating a more authentic and engaging experience. Ultimately, learning English is one of the most transformative decisions a person can make. It provides access to better career prospects, enables effortless travel, strengthens personal and professional relationships, opens doors to entrepreneurial success, and enhances entertainment experiences. In a world where English is the dominant language of communication, mastering it is not just an advantage, it is a necessity for anyone looking to thrive in the modern era. If your ultimate goal is to achieve fluency in English, then you must approach your learning with the right mindset and effective strategies. Simply memorizing words and grammar rules is not enough. You need a structured method that ensures steady improvement, while keeping the process engaging and enjoyable. Many learners struggle because they lack direction, but today, I am going to share 20 powerful techniques that will revolutionize the way you learn English. These methods are designed to accelerate your progress, build your confidence, and make the entire journey smoother and more effective. Every strategy I'm about to share is practical, straightforward, and easy to integrate into your daily routine. Whether you are just starting out or have been learning English for years, these tips will provide the guidance you need to finally break through barriers and speak with confidence. With the right techniques, learning English becomes not only achievable, but also an enjoyable experience. Before we dive into these transformative strategies, I want to remind you of something important. Consistency is key. No matter how effective a method is, it will only work if you commit to using it regularly. Learning a language is a journey that requires patience and dedication. But with the right approach, you will see significant improvements in a short time. To ensure that you get the most out of this learning experience, stay connected and make English a part of your daily life. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss out on valuable content that will help you reach fluency faster. Every day, I share lessons, tips, and insights that simplify the learning process and keep you motivated along the way. Additionally, I want this journey to be interactive. If you have specific challenges, difficulties, or topics you would like me to address, I encourage you to leave a comment below. I personally read every single comment because I want to provide content that is relevant to your needs. Your feedback helps shape future lessons, ensuring that you receive guidance tailored to the areas where you need the most support. Now, get ready to take your English skills to the next level. The techniques I am about to share will help you master pronunciation, improve your vocabulary, boost your listening comprehension, and develop the confidence to speak without hesitation. Let's dive into these powerful strategies that will unlock your true potential and bring you closer to fluency. One of the most transformative techniques you can incorporate into your English learning journey is the shadowing method, a strategy that accelerates fluency by improving pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence in speaking. Unlike traditional learning approaches that focus heavily on memorizing grammar rules, shadowing allows you to internalize the language naturally, just as native speakers do. The concept is simple but incredibly effective. You listen to a native English speaker and repeat their words immediately, mirroring their intonation, stress, and speaking pace. Think of it as following someone's shadow. You do not pause to analyze grammar or translate words in your mind. Instead, you speak at the same time as the speaker, allowing your brain to absorb the language effortlessly. To practice, start by selecting an English audio source that interests you. This could be a podcast, an audiobook, a movie scene, or a YouTube video featuring native speakers. Make sure to use headphones for clearer audio and listen attentively. As soon as the speaker says a sentence, repeat it exactly as they say it, matching their tone, speed, and pronunciation as closely as possible. This technique has multiple benefits. It sharpens your pronunciation by training your mouth and tongue to produce sounds accurately. It trains your brain to think in English, reducing the habit of translating from your native language. It enhances your speaking fluency, making you more comfortable and spontaneous in conversations. It boosts your listening skills, helping you understand different accents and speech patterns. For example, imagine you are watching a film and a character exclaims, "I can't believe this is happening." Instead of passively listening, you immediately repeat the phrase, mirroring the way it is said, including the emotion and intonation. This process conditions your brain to speak naturally and fluidly, just as if you were engaging in a real-life conversation. To maximize results, commit to practicing shadowing for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. Over time, you will notice a remarkable improvement in your ability to pronounce words clearly, speak without hesitation, and sound more like a native speaker. This method is used by professional language learners, polyglots, and even actors to perfect their speech in new languages. And it can work wonders for you too. So, don't just learn English, speak it with confidence. Start shadowing today, and in just a few weeks, you'll experience a dramatic shift in your fluency and speaking skills. Another crucial skill to master is how to handle moments when you forget a word. Picture yourself in a conversation, searching for the right term, but your mind goes blank. Instead of freezing or feeling embarrassed, use the descriptive technique. Explain the word using simple English. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, say, the machine that keeps food cold. If umbrella slips your mind, describe it as the thing that protects you from the rain. This keeps the conversation flowing and prevents frustration. Another smart trick is asking a clarifying question. If you forget the word microwave, instead of staying silent, say, "What's that machine called? The one that heats food quickly." Most of the time, the other person will supply the word for you, helping you learn naturally. The key to fluency isn't knowing every word. It's learning how to communicate effectively even when vocabulary gaps occur. Many learners struggle with expressing themselves clearly in English, even when they understand the language. This is often due to a lack of confidence rather than a lack of knowledge. To fix this, start with simple, structured sentences. Instead of saying, "The weather is unpredictable today," say, "The weather is changing a lot today." Expressing opinions also becomes easier when using familiar phrases such as "I think" or "I feel." Instead of overcomplicating your thoughts, practice saying things like, "I think this movie is great," or "I feel this book is interesting." Storytelling is another excellent way to enhance fluency. Take a simple event from your day and explain it in English. For example, instead of saying, "I went to a cafe," expand on it. "Yesterday I visited my favorite cafe. I ordered a cappuccino with extra foam. It was the best coffee I've had this week." The more you practice articulating your thoughts, the more natural speaking English will become. One of the fastest ways to master English is to learn like a child. Think about how babies acquire their first language. They don't study grammar books or memorize vocabulary lists. Instead, they listen, repeat, and imitate everything they hear. To apply this method, surround yourself with English daily. Watch movies, listen to audiobooks, and immerse yourself in the sounds of the language. Don't worry about perfection, just start speaking. If you hear someone say, "I have never been to Paris," don't waste time dissecting grammar rules. Simply copy the sentence structure and use it in your own context. "I have never been to Japan," or "I have never eaten sushi." This mimicking approach speeds up the learning process and makes fluency feel effortless. For those who find speaking difficult, start by talking to yourself in English. It may feel unusual at first, but self-conversation is one of the best ways to build confidence. Describe what you're doing. "Now I'm making breakfast. I need to leave soon, but I have time for coffee." Create imaginary scenarios, such as ordering food at a restaurant. "Hi, I'd like a large cappuccino, please. Can you make it extra hot?" This method trains your brain to think in English and removes hesitation when speaking with others. If you truly want to improve quickly, stop relying on grammar studies alone. While grammar is important, focusing too much on rules can hinder fluency. Native speakers make mistakes all the time, but they don't let it stop them from speaking. Instead of pausing mid-sentence to correct yourself, just keep talking. Over time, the mistakes will naturally correct themselves through practice. Another powerful technique is storytelling. Our brains retain information better when it's placed in a narrative rather than isolated words. If you learn 5 new words, adventure, mystery, discover, ancient, and treasure, use them in a short story. One day, I went on an adventure to a hidden island. There was a mystery, because no one had ever been there before. As I walked through the jungle, I discovered an ancient temple. Inside, I found a hidden treasure chest filled with gold. This approach makes words more memorable and ensures they become part of your active vocabulary. Your phone can be a powerful tool for English learning if you use it correctly. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, turn your device into a learning machine. Download English podcasts and audiobooks, follow English-speaking content creators, and watch short videos with captions. Change the language settings on your phone to English to immerse yourself further. If you struggle with pronunciation, use AI voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant to practice conversations. Ultimately, fluency is not about knowing every word or speaking perfectly. It's about communicating with confidence, expressing yourself naturally, and immersing yourself in the language every single day. If you keep pushing forward, speaking a little better today than you did yesterday, you will reach your goal. Learning English is not a race, it's a journey. Every word you speak, every mistake you learn from, and every new sentence you form brings you closer to fluency. So take a deep breath and say aloud, I can speak English. I am improving every day. I will not give up. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and one day, you will look back and realize that you have become the fluent English speaker you always wanted to be.